Cyprus is an amazing country that I've wanted to visit for the longest time now. It has so much to offer, from its beautiful history and castles, salt lakes with flamingos, amazing shipwrecks that you get to explore, beautiful beaches, amazing hikes with waterfalls, and its amazing sunsets. In this video, I'm diving at the Zenobia wreck, which is one of the top 10 dive wrecks in the world. And honestly, it lived up to it. It was absolutely amazing. I got to dive around the outside and the inside of the wreck, and I got to see some really cool wildlife as well. So stick around to see what I saw and explore the shipwreck with me. Good morning, well no, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon now. This morning I went diving, just sat down for lunch now. Welcome, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Chelsea. We were in a bit of a rush this morning, so I didn't film anything because we weren't necessarily running late, but like our breakfast at our hotel doesn't start until 7:30, and we wanted to grab some bits before heading over for diving, so I didn't actually film it. So I'm now going to rewind to this morning. We went diving in the Zenobia wreck in Larnaca, and it's a ship that sunk in 1980, June 1980, and so it's been 45 years since it sunk, and it's 172 meters long. It was I want to say it was like a cargo ship that was either like what's the word? A sabotage.
No, it wasn't sabotaged.
No, but like they don't know why it sunk, so it was either that or it was a computer failure.
No, they do know why it sunk. It sunk as a computer failure. What they're saying is there was an investigation into whether or not the software error that ultimately led to the sinking of the ship was done out of sabotage.
Yeah.
Fell over.
No one really understands, I think, what actually happened. So like there's a couple different like stories about it that I read. Anyway, the ship sunk. It was massive. And now it's an amazing diving wreck that sits between 42 meters and 16 meters. It's an amazing dive site. That was just insane. So yeah, now I'm going to rewind to the morning so that you can watch all of the footage. I took so much footage, so enjoy. So this was me starting to introduce the vlog, and then the instructor came over and started talking to me, so I did not get much footage on the boat because I actually realized that I did not have travel insurance. So I was panicking trying to buy some travel insurance really quickly on this boat trip, so I didn't film much. Time for the first dive, let's go. As soon as I got in the water, I was like, oh my god, it is freezing. Absolutely freezing.
It is definitely cold.
Okay, so time for the first descent. This descent felt very chaotic. I don't know if you can tell, but I felt stress, and I don't know if that's because it was really cold, because of the swim that we did before. I was a little bit out of breath, so I was like breathing really quickly, but I felt quite panicky, and I'm not sure if you can tell that here, but I was breathing so fast that I was scared that I was using up so much air, but turns out I was absolutely fine. As soon as we got down, first thing we see was a grouper, which was absolutely amazing, because I've actually barely seen any groupers, to be honest, so that was pretty cool to be the first thing that I saw. And then we descended a bit more down by the side of the shipwreck. And this was my first views of the ship. These fish are so funny. They are so confident and they love the camera, so they just kept swimming in front of it. So the first dive, we saw the back of the ship. So this ship was a ferry, and it sunk with hundreds of cars and trucks and everything on it, and here you can see them literally still looking perfectly intact, and seeing all the tires and stuff underwater was just crazy. And here you can see the instructor, he's swimming up to one of the tires and he's hitting it just to show us that like the tire pressure is still like to the max, which is kind of crazy after 45 years of being under the water. And you can also see a massive sea urchin in it, and I believe these little things are sea cucumbers potentially, either that or they're just black bits of coral. I have no idea, to be honest. Here's me testing the tire pressure, and honestly, yeah, it was fully inflated. Another grouper, another one of these very confident sea breams. They, I believe, are called a two-banded sea bream. I believe that is that fish. I'm trying my best to identify any fish that I can. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, and please feel free to correct me in the comments if I am wrong. And you can see a pilot fish on the back of this grouper as well, which was pretty cool. I once had one of these stuck on my leg for an entire dive. That was pretty cool. I wanted one to stick on my leg again this time because I didn't have my GoPro that time, unfortunately. And here you can see the underside of one of the cars, which is just crazy. I think it's so cool. And this is a fireworm, another grouper. You can see some squirrel fish in there, more of the tires and the cars. I think that this is just crazy. I was absolutely mesmerized seeing these sort of things under the ocean. It was insane. And then we're swimming on to our next part of the ship. We're just swimming through this little gap in the ship, which was pretty fun. And here is just the side of the ship, and you can see the side of it with like the pipes and stuff on it. There were tons of lionfish on this dive, and they were huge as well, I feel like. This is the propeller, the back of the ship, and honestly, one of these like propeller bits was as big as me. Like the propeller was huge. More of these fish. And then we swam along the side of the boat where there was all this gross seagrass kind of stuff. And I found a little clamshell. More of the fish that love the camera. They are not shy at all, these fish. It was kind of crazy. See some more groupers in the background there and tons of fish. Another lionfish, another grouper. And here you can see some tanks stored in the side of the ship. I'm not sure exactly who these are for, if they were for anyone or if there's anyone doing particularly long and deep dives that need them as backup. Not really sure, but I thought that was cool that they've just got them stored in the ship there. This, I believe, was the chimney. And then we're just having a quick little peek into the ship. And some more groupers. It was actually insane how many lionfish and groupers we saw on these dives. And these fish as well, so many of them. And this grouper was not shy at all. Look at him posing for the camera. I wish the instructor had sent me all the pictures and stuff that he took, because he got loads of pictures of me and the fish and the other guy on the dive, but the dive company just won't send them to me even though they said that they were included, so yeah. And now it's time for our safety stop. That was so cool. I'm so cold now though, like I'm shaking. It's fine, I'm gonna sit in the sun for the set of interval, and then we're going back down for a second one. There's so many lionfish, loads of groupers as well. It's really cool down there. Seeing the actual shipwreck was really cool as well. Yeah, just cold. I only started to get cold towards the end, to be fair, but it was alright. Yeah, it's really good seeing that wreck. That was amazing. It's massive. Okay, so dive number 2, this is me just jumping off the boat, saying that I'm okay even though no one cared. And just inflating my VCD here. This was my dive buddy Martin jumping in. And then swimming to the other side of the boat to again descend down the line at the front of the boat. So this descent was a little less chaotic, but honestly still felt very stressed for some reason. I think it was just the shock of the cold water, because these dives were freezing. The water was only 20 degrees, which for me, being used to diving in the Caribbean, was very cold. So here are some groupers. This fish, I believe, is called an ornate wrasse. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Look how many lionfish there are on this part of the boat. There is literally so many of them down there. What is that, 5, 6 lionfish? Absolutely crazy. Another one of these confident fish. Here's me telling you that I am loving the dive already. Another lionfish. This is just some cool shots of the ship. This was actually one of the lifeboats. I think it's so cool how part of it has like decomposed and broken off, and it just looks so cool. But this was one of the lifeboats. Luckily, when this ship sunk, no one died, so I don't know if these lifeboats just weren't used or if no one was on there, but it was pretty cool to see. And there were so many lionfish hanging out by it. I think I counted like 7 lionfish or something just in this one area. I thought that this was cool with like the ladder up the side of the ship. And the sea bream being like, hey, don't forget about me. There's just so many things going on with this ship, with the stairs and all these bits like the railings, the pipes. There's just so much going on, so much to look at. It's so cool. And all the doors and the windows. And here, I'm not sure what this is that we're descending into exactly, but we descended through this, I guess it's a window, and so that we're like inside the ship, which was really cool. And look at all these wires just out in the open, so cool. Here the instructor was showing us this little plaque, and there's some control panel buttons, I guess, which was really cool. I think this is, I guess, where the captain was driving. So here's the plaque zoomed in, and you can just about make out the buttons here, which is really cool. And then we left that part of the boat, and I think it's really cool that the windows are all still intact on this ship, and the door is open. I just think it's so cool. This was an amazing dive. Here I am just showing you that I'm really happy to be here. So this bit just looked so cool with like the rope, and there's just so much going on. I don't know what it is, but it's just so cool. There's another lionfish hiding in there. This is the anchor. Like, look how big that is. I wish that there was a shot of me next to this, because this thing is huge. Like, it's like 5 times the size of me. It was massive. I'm telling you that I'm okay, and I believe I said here that it's insane. Here is my dive instructor so gracefully swimming through this hole, and then my dive buddy following, and then I followed through afterwards. And now we're in the dining hall. So you can see here on the floor of the ship, obviously it looks like the wall now because the ship is resting on its side. You can see the carpet, which was really cool to see. And obviously with the torches you can see the actual colours of the carpet. When they take the torch away you cannot see any of the red. But I think it's so cool to be able to see the carpet peeling off, and just the fact that it's all still there and this well intact. So here's a picture of me. You can see behind me the carpet is literally peeling off, and it looks so cool. And I'm not sure what this is that the dive instructor is pointing at. Maybe it's a cooker or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it looked pretty cool. And there's some more wires, which I just thought was so cool. This random bit of metal sticking out that I nearly bumped into. That would not have been good. And then here I have no idea what the instructor was trying to show me, but he did mention something like this in the briefing and I completely forgot what it was. So I'm trying to film it, but I don't really know what it is that I'm supposed to be filming. So I just pretended to be like, wow, cool. And then we're gonna leave this part of the ship, so we're just passing some of the other dive teams. And you can see the carpet here just hanging on this bit of metal. It's just so cool, and the windows are all still there. So then I'm swimming out of the little hole in the side of the ship. And just admiring it. It was so cool to be down here. And had a little bit of water in my mask, so I just emptied that out. And here you can see some more of the ship, another grouper. Here is another ornate wrasse. There's another grouper. And we're having another peek inside the ship through one of the windows. I have no idea what this is. I believe these are sea cucumbers, but I'm actually not really sure. It could just be random bits of coral. I'm pretty sure they're sea cucumbers. And this is a Mediterranean parrotfish. I honestly was so shocked to see a parrotfish here because I just didn't expect it. I thought that they were native to the Caribbean, but I guess that's the rainbow parrotfish. I was just shocked to see a parrotfish, to be honest, and this one was actually really pretty. I liked how it looked. I liked its pattern and everything. And some more parts of the ship. Some more windows. There's 3 more groupers down there. I just think it's crazy how many there were. Here's another one that had a pilot fish on its back, which again, I just think is so cool to see. And again, I wanted it to stick onto me, but he did not. There's another one of these sea breams. And now we're just swimming along the side of the ship. And now it's time for our safety stop. And oh, look at that, we've surfaced. And there's Tom. So now I'm just closing off the tank and sorting out my equipment. And now it's time to de-suit. This suit was so tight and hard to get off. It was honestly the worst time of my life trying to get it on, honestly. Oh my god, that diving was honestly the best diving of my life. That was insane. It was freezing, but that ship was just massive. It was insane, and we went inside it and we saw like the carpet on the wall and like where like the restaurant is, like the captain's bit, the like accommodation, the lifeboats on the side. That was really cool. Even just the fact that like the windows were still intact was cool. That shipwreck was insane, and there were so many groupers. Like that was amazing. I've barely seen any groupers. Like I've seen a few in Utah, but not loads, and like I literally just saw like 50 groupers. Maybe not that many, but like a lot. And like lionfish, there were like some parts where there was just like 7 lionfish chilling all together. It was crazy. And there were massive lionfish as well. Like in Utah, they're like maybe like this big. Wait, I don't know how to do this one-handed. They're like this big lionfish, but here they're like this big. They're like massive. Either that or I've just forgotten how big they actually are. I don't know, but it was amazing. It was so good. Like I saw more fish than I expected to see. Just because like having looked it up online, it seemed like there weren't so many like fish and stuff around. That was amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here because it's gonna be really long otherwise. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.